And it's our favorite day of the year at 2K Sports. At long last, it's time to roll the ball out there and get the new season of NBA basketball underway. Brian Anderson with you, Hall of Famers Doris Burke and Grant Hill joining us tonight, along with the fourth member of our team, Allie LaForce. And a moment to check out who the Boston Celtics have coming up. On Friday, they'll be taking on Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks. Then on Sunday, they'll be taking on Cade Cunningham and the Detroit Pistons.
The road is never the highlight of your schedule for any team. But for these guys, it is a chance to go out there, test themselves, and see how well they gel outside of home court. It could be a very valuable experience.
Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. We've got Maxey, George out there with Trendon Watford. Then it's Joel Embiid, and it's McCain in at the shooting guard position. And for the Celtics, White and Brown are the wingmen. Tatum at the 4 with Queta in at the 5. And it's Pritchard in at the point guard position. The start of a fresh season. But we know the focus for both of these teams is to come out strong today.
Yeah, for the first handful of games, you just want to play hard and build some chemistry. Get more comfortable with your teammates while also learning their tendencies and preferences.
Here's Maxey following the 3 by Boston. And McCain with the 3.
This is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Now here's Tatum. And again, Boston with the triple.
Well, Jason Tatum with the answer from 3. That's how you stop an opponent's momentum.
Kicks it to George. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Boston has gone 2 of 2 at the perimeter. Pass to Queta. First quarter, just over a minute played. Tatum inside. Watford covering. Good D by Watford.
Ooh, old school right there. No easy buckets.
You know, Grant, for all his competitive nature, Tatum has a pretty calm demeanor. You appreciate that?
Yes, indeed. As a team leader, a father, a role model, and a professional, you can't ask for much better than Jason Tatum. He is the real deal.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
I was able to talk to Joe Mazzulla for a minute. I asked him what he told his guys before going up against Joel Embiid, and he said, quote, "I told them to get into him. Always get a hand up and do your best to guard without fouling. Embiid excels at baiting defenders, but we can't afford to give him free points at the line." EA, back to you.
Great work, Allie. Thanks. Now here's Pritchard. Tatum passes to Brown. Now Pritchard. Here's White. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
You have to have a quick release in the catch-and-shoot game. Otherwise, you allow the defender to catch up. Derek White's like, no, sir. I'm putting this one home.
Here's Maxey. Outside McCain. And out of bounds. Boston will have it. Okay, let's fire up the 2K leaderboard. Last year, you really had to protect the ball against these teams. 5th on the list, the 76ers.
And this is a team that takes great pride in being aggressive on the defensive end. They take good risk and know when to go after opportunities for steals.
Simons is checked in for Boston. Outside Tatum. Now, if you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Clock at 6. By Tatum. Wow!
Oh, my goodness. Jason Tatum, you've got to be kidding me. How pretty was that?
Thanks to the AT&T Connected Cam for the up-close and personal view of that slam. 76ers trail by 7. So Nick Nurse has decided to call timeout here. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over. Horford's checked in for Philadelphia. Grimes comes in for George. And here are the Sixers now. They trail by 7. Back to Maxey. Will it go? Boston pulls it in, and this is their first time matched up with Philadelphia this year.
Last year shows that having the better overall record doesn't mean you're going to dominate the lesser opponent.
Yep, that one's good.
And they're building on their lead, doing whatever they can to blow this game open.
One of the things they're doing is identifying favorable matchups and then going at them.
Now here's Horford. Four on the clock. Shot from the wing. And it's Jason Tatum with a rebound.
Boy, defense has to feel fortunate there. That's one he normally knocks down.
All right, we've now got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. He's got a special report. Shams, it's all yours.
Well, thanks. The Celtics this summer trading Drew Holiday for Anthony Simons, player almost a decade younger. Simons' deep threat capability is definitely a fit for the way the Boston Celtics like to play, especially now moving forward. He can fit in defensively. He could be a long-term contributor, guys.
He's more than capable. Okay, Shams, thank you. Boucher's checked in for Boston. Hauser comes in for Jason Tatum. Philadelphia also making some changes. Andre Drummond is checked in for Joel Embiid. Oubre comes in for McCain. And it's Lowry in for Tyrese Maxey. Now here's Simons. Here's Hauser. And the first shot of the night for him, missing. And you'd like to go 2 for 1 here, Grant.
And at the same time, you want to get a good shot here, B.A.
Oubre passes to Lowry. Horford, a screen on Simons. Here's Horford from behind the arc. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
This is how Al Horford has adjusted to make himself a modern NBA big. In rhythm, off the catch, beautiful.
Now here's Brown. No made baskets yet. Going inside. It's hauled in by Oubre.
Everything right except the finish. Have to keep focused all the way through the play.
Puts it up from 12. That shot is off. And so it's Jason Tatum making highlights for the Celtics. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective he can be. Back to the game after this break. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out ahead in the second quarter. All right, guys, what do you think about the Celtics here in this one?
The aggressiveness on defense has been infectious. Everyone's come to the party. I love it.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
We've got Derek White, Chris Boucher out there with Sam Hauser. Then there's Anthony Simons, and it's Garza in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. And so it's Maxey with it. He brings it up for Philadelphia. And at home for the next game, it'll be Charlotte pulling in to face him. That'll be the first of 2 games on their home court.
And they seem to have a hard time picking good shots in the first quarter, but it's all coming together now for them here.
Simons, he's in his comfort zone. 2 for 2 to start this one.
Digging deep, Simons to the hole himself.
No doubt, Anthony Simons has shown he can be a 20-point-per-game scorer in this league.
Yeah, the shooting is great. He's a natural at finding his shot, but he'll be targeted at the other end. That's where he's got to improve.
Listen, we know this guy has got a solid offensive arsenal. You've got to stay on point defensively.
And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. Pritchard's checked in for Boston. Simons deciding where to go with it. Pritchard against Maxey. Here's Simons. That one's good for 2. Simons got 4 points in the quarter.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thank you, guys. The Celtics trying to keep that laser focus. Coach Joe Mazzulla said, quote, "The closer you are to winning, the easier it is to become distracted by things that you can't control. Things that don't matter. Mindset, discipline, and mental toughness are what separate you." Back to you guys.
Staying dialed in. Allie, thanks very much for the report. Embiid, he's checked in for Philadelphia. And while we have a break, Here were some of the top free throw shooters in the game last season. 5th, Anthony Simons.
Very steady at the line. He's the guy who isn't rattled easily, and that shows in his free throw shooting numbers.
Now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second. Here's Embiid. Oh, rejected by Boucher.
Boy, if Boucher is nearby, I'd be hearing footsteps if I was a shooter. This guy can erase some shots with that length.
Here's Maxey. The 15-footer is good. Maxey's got 10. And one thing you hear coaches say all the time, Doris, finish the cut.
The reason being, you have to let the passer know exactly what you're going to do. If you stop short, so often the ball ends up out of bounds.
Now here's Hauser. No points yet. 6 to shoot. Pritchard gets it to go.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
Here's Grimes. They lead by 1. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Out to Oubre. Fires the 3. Hauser grabs the board.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. You just missed it.
Pritchard, the pass to White. Outside Pritchard. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. The 76ers have gone 4 for 6 here in the second. Outside Grimes. There's the 3. Another miss. He's 1 for 4 from the field. The Celtics have gone 3 of 5 since the beginning of the second. Well, injuries, a nightmare for the Sixers, Grant. Last season, a league-high 55 different starting lineups.
Yeah, BA, and their lowest win total since 2016. But some silver linings. Jared McCain was on track for Rookie of the Year before he went down. And Quentin Grimes also impressive.
Now here's Maxey. 10 points for him. Horford finds Embiid. Inside, Embiid gets the advantage.
I love the confidence Embiid plays with, especially this close to the rim.
Celtics trail by 3. Pass to White. And here's Boucher. Back to White. Simons outside. Shot clock at 5. Boston needs to get off a shot here. Boucher. The rebound by Embiid. Philadelphia leading by 3. Now Maxey. Soft touch off the glass. Maxey's got 12 points.
Boy, it took him a while to warm up, but since the second quarter, he's on fire.
Boucher a screen on Maxey. Out to Simons. Back to Pritchard. On the wing, Simons. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Here's Philadelphia. They're on a 14-6 run. They get the rebound. Oh, Embiid cleaning things up inside.
And that's the hunger that Embiid plays with. He just gobbles up the miss and goes back up for the score.
Boucher a screen on Maxey. And so it's Philadelphia closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. The flow of the game has favored them in general. But hey, the tide can shift. All right, Allie's ready to go. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Thanks so much, Al. As you anchor that front court, what were you guys looking to accomplish in the first half?
Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be right back to begin the third quarter right after this.
Welcome, one and all. Before we hear Kenny and Shaq's insights on that first half, let's look ahead and check out the upcoming schedule.
Taking a look here now at the 76ers, they don't get their home opener until next game. But tonight, they start this new season on the road, kind of like Kenny storming into the kitchen and trying to take all my barbecue chicken.
That's because you're in my building, and I'm eating all the barbecue chicken, big fella.
And turning our attention to the first half of our game tonight, bit of a tough start for the Celtics.
Ernie, that's a lackluster performance. Lackluster effort. I mean, they didn't look sharp running their sets. They weren't cutting. They weren't hustling. Shaq, if you played in this era, you'd average 50 because guys didn't want to give the effort.
Thanks as always for watching. Let's head back to Brian Anderson and crew for the start of the second half.
And we played through the first half. Plenty of basketball left in this one. Without question, Tyrese Maxey displaying all his skills today.
The numbers say it all. He spent the first half playing efficient ball.
I think they've taken their time. They've showed incredible patience. It's a sign of a well-coached ball club.
And so it's Maxey who brings up the ball for Philadelphia. Second half underway. Here's who Nick Nurse has got on the floor. George out there with Trendon Watford. Then there's Tyrese Maxey. Then there's Jared McCain. And it's Embiid in at the 5. Down low. Tatum. Joel Embiid with the board. Embiid's got his 5th rebound in this one. Well, Doris, when you look at the skill set Jason Tatum possesses, what specifically makes him such an elite player?
Well, if you're elite, it means you have a multi-dimensional game, and that's Jason Tatum to a T. He came in with a scoring mindset. His playmaking skills have advanced every single season.
Hey, Jason Tatum takes flight.
Well, the incredible explosiveness, no fear from Jason Tatum. Woo-hoo, lights out.
And thanks to AT&T for a great look at that dunk on their connected cam. Philadelphia leading by 9. Here's Maxey. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Maxey. And let's take this time to bring up the list of last season's elite shot blocking teams. 5th best, Boston.
Well, an important element of their defense is the ability to intimidate. I mean, their stellar shot blocking last year accomplished that in a big-time way.
And the Celtics shooting 47% in this one, looking efficient. On the wing, Tatum. Watford covering. Outside Tatum. Just 4 to shoot. One home.
Now, this is one of the best scorers in the game today. Jason Tatum, we're getting used to performances like this.
90 seconds into the second half now. So Nick Nurse has decided to call timeout here. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. And last season, Grant, the sale of the Celtics franchise for $6.1 billion. It seemed like a lot at the time.
Well, yeah, that was until the Lakers sale hit 11 digits last summer, VA. But in both cases, basketball decision-making doesn't change right away. In the case of the Celtics, the governorship doesn't transfer until 2028.
Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Out to the right wing. George outside. The 3. And the three-pointer goes. George has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Oh, he's hot coming out of the break. 3 up, 3 down.
Pass to Keita. Outside, Brown. On the wing, Tatum. Watford covering. Just 5 to shoot. And Tatum drills the 3.
Well, after knocking down a couple in the first half, that's his first triple here in the second.
The Sixers lead by 7. And Maxey, here we go. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
You know, Maxey's willing to play a secondary role, but he can also take charge when needed.
Pass to Brown. And looks like an illegal pick was set. That gets the ref's attention.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
Anthony Simons, he's checked in for Pritchard. Watford outside. Pass to McCain. Embiid, a screen on White. Shot from the top of the key. No luck on that one.
With the defense absent, that was a great opportunity, but no go.
Outside Tatum. 1:52 left in the third. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
Just tremendous understanding and fundamental basketball by Jason Tatum in pick and roll action. Beautiful.
Philadelphia leading by 7. Here's Maxey. Philadelphia with another miss. The Celtics have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to go since the break. Brown, a screen on Maxey. Tatum draws the double. Keita, pass to White. Three-pointer goes up. Three-pointer goes down for White.
He's not always assertive on the catch, but Derek White rising fire from three-point, and it is on target.
A playmaker who can also score in bunches. I'm talking about Derek White, Norris.
I'm so glad you are, PA, because Derek White's big-time shot-making ability under duress of the shot clock. How many times does this guy get the ball with very little time on the clock, and he just stands calmly and delivers shot after shot?
Here's Tatum. Pass to Brown. Nice ball movement by Boston. Brown with a screen. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up.
Well, Jason Tatum forces that defender with the up fake to get off his feet, and he does a tremendous job drawing contact.
And the first one at the line is good. And for the Sixers, the growth of Tyrese Maxey has meant everything, Grant.
Oh my, his growth both with his play, but also with his leadership has meant a lot. And he has such a joyful energy. It really helps pull this team together.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Boucher's checked in for Keita, and it's Hauser in for Jaylen Brown.
What impresses me about Jason Tatum are his work habits, his commitment in the offseason to adding something else to his arsenal. We know he can play high-level basketball on both ends. The sky is the limit.
6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Here's the 3. Drills it from deep. Tatum's got 14 points here in the second half.
The defense is nowhere to be found guarding the three-point shot.
Here's Oubre. Still no points. Pass to Horford. There's the triple. Here's Drummond. 3 quarters of play and a close one here. Philadelphia on top, leading by 1. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the 4th quarter gets underway. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist to the game.
And the winner today coming from an unlikely position. It's the big fella with the sweetest pass of the day.
Well, we have some elite passing big men in the NBA, and you love that skill. Wow.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we'll start the 4th in what is still anybody's ball game. Filling out the wings, it's going to be Simons and Brown. Then it's Sam Hauser. Then there's Peyton Pritchard. And it's Garza in at center. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Here's Hauser. And again, Boston with the triple.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
The Sixers trailing. Oubre into the lane. Banked it in off the glass.
I tell you, like lightning, Kelly Oubre flashes through on the drive. No one quick enough to stop him.
It's Brown on the wing. Simons outside. The baseline J is on the way. Hauser, that's good.
And they just continue to sharpen their offense here in the second half.
4th quarter still young, just over a minute played. And so it's Nick Nurse calling timeout here. He's decided it's time to clarify the situation, leaving little room for error. And the 76ers making a change here. Embiid's checked in. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to find out what Nick Nurse was discussing with his players. He was very passionately telling his team, don't give them an inch when they have the ball. This game is going to come down to defense. I need you guys to work hard and close this one out. Okay?
Allie, thank you.
Well, Al Horford does not mind sending a message now and then. How about that easy flush?
Boston has gotten 6 of 10 three-pointers to drop. Pass to Garza. Back to Pritchard. On the wing, Simons. Covered by Grimes. Now here's Brown. 6 on the shot clock. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
One of the trickier plays to judge, but it would be hard to argue against the call.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Tatus checked in for Garza. Jason Tatum comes in for Hauser. And it's White in for Simons.
Boy, Paul George now taking double the amount of threes he did when he first came in the league. Incredible.
Now here's Pritchard. Here's the pass to Brown. Banks it home. Big shot.
And you want him taking good shots at this point in the game, and that one was easy.
Boy, when it's this close, you try not to give up these kinds of buckets. Boy, you got to do better defensively.
Outside Maxey. Outside George. Puts up the tray. Cleared away by White.
KYP. Know your personnel. Challenge the great shooter. Excellent job.
Here's a pass to Tatum. Oh, the stuff!
Well, Jason Tatum in a big moment. He is unafraid.
And there's a minute 45 left in the fourth. Now Embiid. Oh, it misses. And so it's Pritchard who brings up the ball for the Celtics. Their biggest lead of the game was 9.
Well, off the dribble, Jason Tatum continues to perfect multiple options in his arsenal.
Here's Embiid. 1:11 left in the fourth quarter. 17-footer is in.
These are the moments Embiid loves. Enjoys being the player for this team to take and make clutch shots.
Pritchard outside. On the wing, Tatum. He lets it go. Oh, can't hit the jumper. And here are the 76ers. They trail by 1. They'll probably slow things down now. Off the lob, Jason Tatum.
Man, you can get chills watching Jason Tatum want to deliver in the clutch.
And so it's Nick Nurse calling timeout here. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys. What do you think is going to be their best move at this point?
If there's enough time on the clock to go for a 2-for-1.
Here's Embiid. 24 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter of this one. And they foul intentionally. Now they're going to have to do that again. They're not in the penalty just yet.
Yeah, no, you had to do that. I mean, you can't allow them to dribble out the time.
And now we've got an intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. He's off on the free throw, unable to get the second one to drop. Philadelphia calls timeout. 16 seconds left to play in the fourth. Any speculation on what we're going to see coming out of this timeout?
No doubt. They've got to get a quick bucket here.
They need to score, and they need to do it quickly, but it is still possible here.
Boy, this offense has been dynamic and diversified.
Just everyone sharing the ball and sharing the load makes it difficult to defend.
Good on the first, and that puts him up 5. And so he drops them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
And that should do it. No miracle comeback tonight, but boy, what a game, fellas.
Oh, off target from downtown. There's the drive. So we see Boston get the win here. This one was in the balance right until the final seconds.
NBA, they showed their character when it mattered most, sending those fans home happy.
All right, let's send it down to Allie LaForce, who's with our player of the game.
Thank you. I'm here with Jason Tatum. And Jason, congratulations on the win. What did you like about this team's performance tonight?
Our toughness. And, you know, we figuring it out. It's early, but we taking it game by game, quarter by quarter, and everybody contributing. So, you know, I liked it.
Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Doris Burke, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for watching tonight's game. And now let's take a look at our player of the game, Jason Tatum.
Make your hell gaming.